book I want to go over today is not a book I have a physical copy of, but it is a book that I've listened to several times, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in the car, and the book is Outwitting the Devil. And if you've read Think and Grow Rich, I want you to either listen to this book, I want you to read this book. Like, the information here is almost like a supplement that is necessary for Think and Grow Rich, because Outwitting the Devil is really focused on what gets us away from our goals, what takes us out of the mindset to, keep hammering and hammering and hammering and eventually break through to the other side, eventually get what we want through the power of thought, through the power of persistence, through the power of keeping your head up and figuring out a way by any means necessary. And the entire basis of the book is that people who think freely will always achieve success. People who think for themselves, people who find their own path, who find their own purpose, who find the things that they want in life will always achieve success. But it's very, very hard to be a free thinker, because everything in the world is trying to get you off track. Everything in the world is trying to make you afraid, trying to make you anxious, trying to make you feel like you can't do this, you can't do that. And fear is the number one reason why people don't achieve things, because the moment you start overthinking things, the moment you start getting afraid, the moment you start saying, am I really good enough to do this? Can I do this? That moment when you start taking that exam and all of that pressure comes into your head and you can't remember those answers that you were studying for hours and hours and hours. Like, I mean, my biggest fear in life is like when I get into a fight, when I'm in that competition, when I'm in that tournament, like I just freeze and I can't do any of the things that I've been training for years, for almost a lifetime at this point. And it's like, why do we allow these things to take over? Why do we allow fear to take over? Like, if we could just master our sense of purpose and our sense of the bigger picture, like, fear doesn't exist, fear doesn't control us. But the entire basis of the book, like I was just saying, is everything in this world is trying to make you afraid. Every bill that you have that you feel like you can't pay, it's festering fear. Every time you get told no, you're afraid that you're not good enough. And when we can start ditching this fear, when we can start getting over these things, when we can start focusing on what we can control and not what's outside of our control, that's when we can really start to have that performance that gets us to that goal. That's when we can start taking that test, and you know what? We might not have studied enough, but we're allowed to at least put our information on the paper. We're not thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to fail this. Like, it's always so much better to just go out there and try your best without the fear and anxiety. And if we could do this to everything in life, we would inherently be successful. But so many people out here are in the grips of fear. So many people out here are in the grips of, all these existential issues. And it's like, I'm telling you, you need to pick up this book, because it's really a blueprint to how to think free of fear, how to exist in a world where fear doesn't exist, how to exist in a world where you can overcome any challenge. And there is so many inspiring messages in this book. Like, one of the most inspiring parts of the book is when he starts talking about failure, and he brings up Thomas Edison. And the point on Thomas Edison is that Thomas Edison saw failure as a victory. He saw failure as a baseline. He saw failure as, okay, now I know what I have to do next time. Now I know that this method doesn't work, so that's one less thing I have to try. That's one more lesson I can learn. That's one more thing I can use to propel me to where I want to go. And it's just like, I don't really know how to quantify this book in terms of other books. I think it's its own animal. I think it's its own beast. And I think it has a real place among the books that could absolutely transform who you are as an individual. And the best part about this book is, I think it's free on YouTube. I don't want to say, look it up on YouTube. There is a audiobook. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. That might be I don't know. It might be in public domain. I think it said public domain on the video on YouTube, but at the same time, you might have to go through the ads. So you could also just use Audible. That's what I use. If you sign up using that link, I get $5. Help me out, right? But yeah, no, just the best part about this book is like, it's been around for so long and so few people have talked about it. And I really just want to bring this information to people, because I mean, it's not saying anything in the pages that hasn't already been said, but it's the manner in which it says it. Like, we all have to read as many books as possible, because things don't set in the first time. Like, we've all heard since childhood that our mind is everything, that everything comes from the mind, but it doesn't really hone in on how significant it is unless you read, Emerson, unless you read Napoleon Hill, unless you read Neville Goddard, unless you find all of these great men, great individuals throughout history who have said this and have repeated it, and maybe then it resonates. Maybe then you understand how powerful these messages are, how powerful these ideas are. And this is a book, I think, that puts everything into perspective and puts it so well. And the best part about it is it's coming from the perspective of a narrator and the devil, and it's a conversation with the devil. So like, it just does a very good job personifying the issues that are going on in your life and putting them in a manner which you can actively solve them, which you can actively get away from the influences of the devil. And I think it's a very important thing to understand, because especially in this day and age, like whether you are religious or not, like I think the religious side of things is always afraid of the devil. But the truth about the devil is that the devil cannot affect you. Only you can, succumb to the devil. Only your decision to listen to the devil, your decision to listen to the fear and anxiety can actively put you in a state of fear and anxiety. Like the devil merely puts things in front of you, and it's your decision whether to, recognize them. It's your decision whether or not you're going to listen to them. And I think this book gives everything you need to have to avoid fear, to avoid anxiety, to get to where you want to go. And it's really just one of the most inspiring books I've ever listened to. I might actually get a physical copy soon just because I like it so much, and see if I can pick up anything else from reading it. But again, there's so many things I want to read right now. That'll be somewhere further down the line. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this book again because it's really had a clear impact on me. And the more I go back to it, the more I just really appreciate the messaging. And I really think that, you guys should pick it up as well. So yeah. Check out the Audible link if you want to help me out. Even if you just sign up for the free trial, I still get the $5. Feel free to go on YouTube. I might link the YouTube video. I just don't know if you're going to have to listen to it with ads. And I have YouTube Premium, so I can turn it off. Like I can turn my screen off. So then it's just easier. Like I can listen to it in the gym. But yeah, I don't know if they changed that or anything. But on top of that, my school community is free right now. Join that. It has all of my courses in it. It has all of the stuff I've learned, all of the things I talk about on this channel, but it's laid out in a coherent way where it's not just me rambling, me ranting. And yeah, hopefully you guys check that out, because that's a really fun place. A lot of people are joining that. A lot of people are getting in there. And I really just want to build a community of people who are driving in the same direction. Discord's great. I have a Discord as well, but I think Discord is more of like light, nice conversation, where the school community is more focused. It's more purpose driven. It's more inspired to be better, inspired to make an actual difference, and it's just a better medium for the courses and all that stuff. So yeah, check out all those links. Love all you guys. Thank you guys so much. The growth on this channel has been insane, and I cannot wait to see where it goes next. Peace out. See you in the next one.